Hey everybody, today I'm going to be showing you how I made this Statue of Liberty. So the first thing I wanted to do was just get the basic head shape down. I don't really sculpt people a lot, especially not realistic people, so this was quite a challenge, and you'll see by this beginning bit that I'm really trying to figure out my proportions. I'm just messing around with the head here. Again, until the proportions are just so weird because I don't do this often, but after a painstaking amount of hours, I got something decent. I broke the golden rule of sculpting, which is you don't want to make the fine details too early. You know, like I should have been focused more on just getting the head shape right. And instead I was jumping in. I wanted to get the eyes down and I was rushing it, so you'll see that many times throughout this I have to backtrack and redo things, and eventually it gets right. It's looking like some weird alien right now. I tried putting in an ear, and then I realized it's just, I don't want to, and it's just too much work. So I do get rid of it eventually, so this is just kind of a filler. So not only do I not sculpt people a lot, but I also never draw or sculpt women at all. So the Statue of Liberty is weird because it is a woman, but it's a very like masculine face still. So I was trying to figure that out, like this masculine bold face, but with the soft angles of a woman's face. And so this was quite a challenge for me. I thought adding in the hair in the hat would help a lot. Little hat. Just to try and get my proportions right. I also added in the eyes. I thought that would also help, but it turned out to just screw me up a little bit more than I thought, because her eyes are... It was very weird, like they're softer than you'd think, and so those really harsh pupils were just making it look wrong no matter what. And you see, like I'm redoing the face completely over and over again, which is my rookie mistake and my inexperience doing ladies and people in general. But this was good practice, and I encourage anyone out there to make things that you don't like making. Because, you know, I wouldn't normally do sculpts of women or realistic humans, but I just had this idea, and so I knew I wanted to do it. And so you really just have to do things you genuinely like, and then hope that in the way you have to model something that's kind of inconvenient for you, and that's how I learn. So right here I got like some weird kind of android look going on. That the head is too square. There's these dead emotionless eyes, and everything's too smooth. There's no real details, and I know that, and I'm trying to fix it, but it's very weird. So I decide, okay, let's go to the hair again and see what we can do. Start putting in my body again for more proportions. I start modeling the little cap hat thing, which was a little bit of a pain in my rear because I didn't pay enough attention to it. My reference, I didn't have enough reference. That's another tip, is just get a lot of reference. There's not much going on here. I mean, it's just messing with this hat, messing with the hair. Everything looks very weird and not right now, but that's just the process. I tried insetting all these faces and extruding them in to make the little indents in her hat thing, and that was fine. And then I noticed that there was really bad stretching on one end, and so I can't even remember what I do to fix that. I guess we'll see. I jump away and I go to her gown. I know I didn't have to model too much because half of her body was going to be cut off by the water, so I didn't want to do more than I had to, which is a good tip. Like that arm as well is not even modeled in the final result. That's just like placeholder. Jumping back to the face. Now I'm looking like a weird fish woman thing. Just moving around with the grab brush a lot. Clay build up, and then for like some volumes you also just use the standard brush. But just grab like crazy. And then clay is really good, like the clay build up brush is really good for defining your features a little bit more. Like a general tip that really helped me in my sculpting was that, and I broke that rule a lot, and when I finally remembered it in this, it looked a lot better, but try to smooth as little as possible. Just add and subtract volumes instead, and ease in figures like that. Just jumping back and forth, going back to the hat and the hair now. There was a giant hole in the mesh, so I had to join it with a different mesh and fix it. Just get like these. I really couldn't find a good reference. I don't know what they are, and I knew you wouldn't see them very well, so I just put them in just to have them there. But she's got like these like towels hanging from her ears. Back to the cloth brush. I was trying to figure out how it worked because they just added this to Blender when I was making this. I took the hand. This is me looking for reference. I took the hand from one of my old sculpts because I didn't want to model a hand again. I knew I just could model it around. And then for this part, she had very like defined volumes for the cloth, so I wanted to add in orbs because I knew that would help. Then I masked in her robe, and that helped as well. And then I just couldn't, with the cloth brush, I couldn't get it right, so I just used the crease to add those giant volumes right there. Now I'm using the pose tool painstakingly on the hand to get it to work, but it actually looks pretty nice in the end. Trying to make her fingers not look so broken. Masking out each finger and kind of fixing it, smoothing out the weird lines in her hand, and it's already coming along. There are like giant portions of this missing, so don't think you're crazy if you just think a lot has changed randomly, because it probably did. When I remesh, sometimes the mesh gets stuck together like that, so I just mask it out and then slice and subtract, and that'll fix it. More reference. I started to realize I didn't need to work on the back as much because I knew I just wanted one shot from the front, so it's mostly just focusing on the front. Masking out the neck hole and the arm hole to try and make it look a little bit more natural. And then we skip a lot. So I'm looking at mTree. I'm looking at Blender Secrets, which is a really good YouTube channel that helped me a lot. I added vines in the process. I started modeling the lantern, or the torch. And I'm modeling this little frilly thing on top of the torch. And if you press Control Alt E and S, you can do this cool spin thing with like objects, but it's destructive, so that sucks. But Blender Secrets again has more on that. Modeling the leaves. And this all turned out to be in vain because in the final render the tree just blocks it anyway, so try not to model more than you have to. Playing with the lights, trying to get a feel for what I want the final result to look like. And again, this is more stuff that wasn't even seen in the final results. remeshing, playing with, trying to get the details of this torch down. I tried doing this just by modeling, and it just didn't look right, and I ended up doing it mostly through sculpting, and that was way easier. Looks like a grenade currently. Playing around with radial settings to get this effect. So it's going all around the torch. It makes it very easy and nice. Using like a flatten, like the scrape brush, and like a pinch brush can really help for hard surface modeling. Using draw sharp here, which is a nice new brush as well for these little details. And just getting more reference, and we're almost done the time lapse because I stopped recording a lot of work too. And I guess I go back to trying to model this. I'm not sure if this is just repeating or not. Okay, now I'm working on the damage. But again, I skipped a lot of that in the recording, so you don't get to see it. But basically, all I did is take the clay brush, just take out a huge volume, and then scrape it. You know, damage isn't too hard. I'm taking a box brush or a box mask here, and I'm just getting really fine details like chunks that have fallen off. There's some free alpha rock packs that you can find around that I'm using as well for damages. And then everything was looking a little mushy, so I came through with a flatten brush and with a pinch brush, and I just sharpened the edges again. So yeah, pretty much just do more damage, just doing fine details, and I really missed a lot of the recording of this end part. So this is pretty much the end of the video. And I'll show you one more time the final result. But thanks for watching. Hopefully I'll get better at this in the future.